I can't even look at any of them that sit in his chair, that sit in his studio. They don't deserve any of it. They do not deserve to be there at Turning Point USA. None of them. After Tucker Carlson, after Dave Smith put an ass whooping on Josh Hammer, that punk's name is, and he knew it. And he was brave, and he went to his events with no body armor. Hey everybody, welcome to After the Bars. I am Sam. That's me. Man, it's been a while. I can't remember the last show I did. I want to say it was on. I can't remember what it was on, but I remember it did really well. Geez, how can I not remember? Let me just take a quick look. Oh, it was Hunter Kozak. So I did a show on Hunter Kozak. I called it Hunter's Warning. He knew. I'll leave a link in the description. That show actually did quite well. It was just playing some of the recordings he wished nobody had heard or would remember, things that he said, a little bit of foreshadowing, but it was definitely kind of his warning to everyone of what was going to happen. And then, of course, all the things, the programs he was associated with Destiny and all that. You guys know all about that. So I don't even want to get into any of that today. What I do want to talk about, though, today is Charlie Kirk. He had a mentor, a spiritual mentor. His name was John MacArthur. He runs a church in California, just north of Los Angeles. And he was legendary. He was legendary. He was no prisoners, no holds barred, stood 10 toes on his faith with his chest out. And Charlie admired this man. We always want to say God's plan. It's God's will. God's will is perfect, even if we don't understand it at the time. And how things, one event sets another event into motion. And I really think that John MacArthur's death set some things into motion. So there are some things I want to expand on from Baron Coleman's view of the situation. Last night on his live, he talked a little bit about it. He said that this might have set some things into motion. And I had already been saying that the Turning Point event very well could have been the last straw for the donors. The donors had the intervention with Charlie in the Hamptons.
It's lost on me, and I hope it's not lost on you, that the week MacArthur dies, Charlie Kirk takes the opportunity to take to the air and say, I know you've been bullying me all week. I know you've been bullying me all week. And I know you bullied me about Tucker Carlson, and I know you bullied me about Dave Smith, but I'm a lot like John MacArthur. I'm not like those other people you know. I'm not going to fold. I'm not going to fold. I don't know. I look at that and I think, I think they killed him over it. I think they killed him over it. Okay.
And everyone wants to downplay that. Like, no, why would that do that? It's just, raising money, or it's just, Turning Point's, ideology. It's, he hadn't flipped all the way. Of course, Candace and everyone else, and me included, we've all proven that to be false, that it was absolutely an intervention. And from Charlie's own words, from the podcast that he'd done shortly just thereafter, has proven that. You know what I want to talk to you about?
Hey guys, it's Sam. Sorry to interrupt the show, but hey, can you hit that like button down below? It's absolutely free, and it really, really helps the algorithm.
But it's their verdict.
Welcome to the After the Bars podcast.
Has proven that it was absolutely an intervention, and Charlie was no punk. He was a political kid in high school, and he grew to grow this wonderful company called Turning Point USA. And there's rumors that it's not even a Christian based organization anymore. I'm talking like its own little deep state of Mormonism, but I don't know enough about that. I'm investigating that right now. So might have more on that soon. But the path that Charlie was going to take, he had made known loud and clear. And that path, I know for a fact, did not align with his donors and did not align for which he stood on just a year before.
And
Real Fabio?
yeah, oh yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost had the name.
So, he's like, yeah, that dude, he didn't testify against somebody on a murder trial. Sorry, guys, I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm having a hard time articulating it and being succinct. But we're going to get through this video, and I hopefully you guys enjoy it and it's informative. But first, I want to play this. John MacArthur, he died just before the Turning Point event. I'm sorry, I misspoke earlier. It wasn't before the TPUSA event. It was after the TPUSA event. This is what Charlie had to say.
We lost a legend. And in fact, I want to re-air on podcast and YouTube Contemplation, a best of our interviews with John MacArthur. John MacArthur passed away last night. John MacArthur has been in and out of hospitals, and he has been struggling with pneumonia and other health issues. He passed away at the age of 84. John MacArthur was, without a doubt, one of the most influential Protestant minds since the Reformation. I would put him top 10. I have an entire part of my library wall just dedicated to John MacArthur's biblical commentary. He was one of the most well-read, researched, wise, and deep thinkers, and an unwavering pastor. I actually never met him.
Do you see how he emphasized that? He's telling people something. He's telling his donors something. He's telling the other gentlemen that work with him that I find just almost disgusting now. I can't even look at any of them that sit in his chair, that sit in his studio. They don't deserve any of it. They do not deserve to be there at Turning Point USA. None of them.
Here's why John MacArthur will go down as a legend in my book. It's not his books. It's not all of his commentary. It's not even his sermons. And that is exceptional. And I will listen to it. It's because...
Listen, donors. Listen, America. Tell me this is not the reason what set these punks in motion to go after Charlie Kirk. Because we know all the backstory. We know everything that's happened. We know everyone was mad because Tucker was on. We know that he was threatening to put Candace on. We know all of that now. We know that he said after that they are trying to push him around. I can't remember the words he used, but they were very, very aggressive words, combative words towards Charlie Kirk. They were trying to control him. He even said before he was assassinated, they're gonna unalive me. He told 3 people that just the day before. Let's listen to what he has to say.
He rejected the lockdowns. And John MacArthur did something that is one of the most difficult, one of the most important parts of a Christian walk, is he finished well. He never bowed to the gods of this age. He never apologized for Scripture. He was a fighter through and through. And the last chapter of John MacArthur's legendary career, from fighting homosexual marriage, from fighting against the trans stuff, which he was incredible, the final part of his chapter was, will you resist government tyranny or will you submit to the will of God? And he crushed it. And he aced it. Tragically, so many other Christian pastors, and I will not say their name, they're finishing really poorly right now. There's a list of guys, men, that were good, that were strong and they became weak during COVID and woke. John MacArthur, though, fully embodied 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith. John MacArthur and I have something in common. We're both Scots. We don't like being told what to do. We're lovers of liberty, lovers of freedom, lovers of America. John MacArthur is now in heaven with our Lord, and we will continue the fight that he started. And as you hear those bagpipes, those are for you, John MacArthur, because as a fellow Scotsman, we keep on fighting for Jesus and fighting for what's right. Second hour coming up.
I bet you guys John MacArthur was waiting there with open arms for Charlie. And so do you guys understand what Charlie was saying there, right? Because he knew his mentor, and his mentor would never be bullied, would never compromise any of his beliefs. His integrity was the most important thing to him. And that's what Charlie was saying. Remember, I'm sorry, I misspoke earlier. It wasn't before the TPUSA event. It was after the TPUSA event. After Tucker Carlson. After Dave Smith put an ass whooping on Josh Hammer. That punk's name is. An ass whooping. Meanwhile, the dude was too worried about selling his book to have a good, honest debate. Those poor kids in Gaza. Charlie was letting everyone know, I am John MacArthur. You are not going to bully me. Now what? The day before he was assassinated, he told 3 people they're going to kill me. And he knew it. And he was brave. And he went to his events with no body armor because you know what? He knows if it's God's plan, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And Charlie knew that. He knew that by him being martyred would expose the corruption. So he's like, God, use me. What did Erica say? Did you hear what you said, Charlie? Because he said, here I am, Lord. Basically saying, use me in any way you need to see the mission through. And you know what? Charlie knew Candace Owens had his back. He did. He texted to her way before. Yeah, he might have been smitten with her and, but he prophesized it. I don't want to get all weird and religious on you, but it's what it is. We see it. And you've seen Candace, she nailed those planes from Egypt, following Charlie, always in the same place he is. The same 2 planes or 1 plane, I can't remember. That's her story to tell. But I've been saying for a long time that the TPUSA event is the one that ignited it. But I stand corrected. It was the TPUSA event along with John MacArthur's death. But Charlie knew. He didn't care. He was a brave soldier. It's so obvious it wasn't a lone shooter. His family has come out and said he didn't know how to shoot a gun. He didn't even own a gun. His grandmother made a statement. And I'm just going to read through this. Tyler Robinson's grandma reveals her theory why he's innocent and FBI has wrong man. The grandmother of Charlie Kirk, suspected shooter, broke her silence about the 22-year-old's arrest and declared that she is dubious of the charges leveled against him. Debbie Robinson, 69, of Washington, Utah, told the Daily Mail that she is skeptical that Tyler Robinson is capable of committing murder, contrasting reports from authorities about Tyler becoming more political in recent years. She described her grandson as a shy young man who never discussed politics. She also confirmed that the Robinson family is conservative, with Tyler's father, Matt, who is her son, being a staunch Trump supporter. Tyler is the shyest person, she told the Daily Mail. He has never, ever spoke politics to me at all. Most of my family members are Republican. I don't know any single one who is a Democrat. I'm just so confused. She said that her son, who law enforcement confirmed turned over Tyler to authorities, has not returned any of her calls since Tyler's identity as a suspect in Kirk's assassination was revealed. There's something to be said for that. I don't know yet, but I'm going to find out. The grandmother was under the impression that Tyler had no experience shooting guns. though there is photographic evidence of him holding an M2 Browning 50 caliber machine gun on Facebook, that he never shot that. It was just to pose for his dad. I don't think he ever shot a gun, to tell you the truth, she told the Daily Mail. He doesn't hunt. He's never liked anything like that. I know he doesn't own any guns. There's just no way he could have been that good of a shot. And there's his grandmother right there. The grandmother said she is unaware of any mental health struggles that Tyler could have, and is skeptical that he is capable of violence. He's a wonderful child, she said. There is no way that he could have done anything like that. I would cross my heart and promise that there was absolutely no way. He has never, ever gotten into any trouble in his life. He's just a very shy, good kid. And there he is. And you know what? I believe her. My grandmother, rest in peace, she would have told you all those exact same things about me. But she would have told you, but he struggles with addiction. After his wife was unalived in a car accident, he became addicted to drugs to hide the pain, to push the pain down. And it took him many years to come back from it, and did many years locked up. And I did. I don't use that event as an excuse, but it's just what happened. And my grandmother would have told you all of that. She would have been 100% honest about anything bad and all the good. And I believe this grandmother. I truly do. Jesse on Fire, most of you guys have heard of him. He did a video this morning showing that the earlobes do not match from the pictures in the stairwell to the pictures of Tyler Robinson. They're just not attached.
Those pictures though. Well, let's take a second just to examine some of these photographs. Okay. Number one, see this person's ears right there. Okay. When you're trying to evaluate someone's ears, you see if they are attached at the bottom is one of the key things. See, like attached lobes versus not attached lobes. Mine are not attached. This person's very clearly seem to be not attached, right? You can see right there as well. Okay. I know this one is AI enhanced, but you can see the ears not attached at the lobes. Okay. Very clear. Crystal clear, in fact. Okay. Not attached. Very, very clear. Look at Tyler Robinson's. Attached. Very clear. Attached. You can see here too. Attached. Okay. Right there.
Tyler Robinson. They're just not attached. Tyler Robinson's are attached. The picture and the thing, they're not attached. Like mine aren't attached. Tyler's are attached. They're like attached all the way to the lobe, to the bottom of the lobe. Something's going on, guys. Something's going on. And this is my first video back, and I'm going to be making videos every single day. I'm going to try to give you as much solid information as I can. Absolutely 100%. I'm going to work through this sickness and get back on my feet and just be as vigorous as ever, covering this story and others.
You know what I want to talk to you about? Hey guys, it's Sam. Sorry to interrupt the show, but hey, can you hit that like button down below? It's absolutely free, and it really, really helps the algorithm.
But it's their verdict.
Welcome to the After the Bars podcast. And this
Tyler wasn't the shooter. I don't want to have an adverse effect. I don't want my videos to have an adverse effect on the case that's to come, on affecting any kind of jury pool or putting doubt. I want the jury to look at the evidence and make a judgment on the evidence. Erica Kirk has said that she has seen the evidence, the case that they have against Tyler, and she's says that he's the deal. And who knows? She might be Candace's mole. Maybe she is seeking for the truth. Maybe she is looking at everyone there at Turning Point, at TPUSA, looking in the eye and being a team player. Maybe she doesn't want to get hurt. The same people that are watching her, protecting her, are the same people that are protected Charlie. But maybe she is working behind the scenes to find out the real perpetrator that took her husband's life. I bet you she is. Candace wouldn't let that information out if there was a gun to her head. I know she wouldn't. What else do we have here? I want to also play a little bit of this tribute to Charlie of something he said, and I think he succeeded in this.
This man who had a life force that was so much bigger than himself.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
I hope that the story of Turning Point USA, again, we started with no money, no connections, and no idea what I was doing, resonates with some of you.
Government sucks!
It's a project called Turning Point USA. To despair is a sin. And some people say, oh, Charlie, it's too hard. It's too overwhelming. It's too dark. Snap out of it. You still live in the greatest nation ever to exist in the history of the world. There is still so much to be hopeful and to be thankful for. And we have agency. The globalists are worried that you are waking up. They're worried that their fraud and their nonsense is finally being exposed, and you are at the central nerve of all of that. Ask God how to use you. Find a place to plug in. I am thankful for you. We had a vision because we love the country. Push yourself harder. Here I am. Lord, use me. You guys might remember a year ago, I gave the whole speech of here I am, Lord, send me. And it was kind of this joke that we had as soon as I gave that message.
I remember him getting off stage and I say, honey, do you realize what you just did? He's like, yeah, I just, and I was like, no. You said, here I am. That is a very powerful statement.
It sure is. And God will use you however he sees fit. He will take you home to him. Jesus will take you home to use you to expose corruption, to expose everything that's wrong with this country, to everything that's wrong in Israel. He did it all through the Old Testament. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts that he's doing it now. Thanks, guys, for coming out. Thanks for checking out my show. I loved Charlie Kirk. I'm a Christian. I haven't missed a Sunday in I don't know how long. But he got me back into my Bible. He got me back into believing that there are good men out there, good women out there. I think there's a lot of good men on YouTube that are looking into this. Yeah, maybe some for clicks and views, but they're getting the truth out. Be sure to check out any of my other videos on the Charlie Kirk story. I will make a playlist tonight, and I will get these all situated for you guys. Thank you so much. Remember, be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. And remember, resist mainstream media. It's the only chance we have.
Today's a gift we all can feel. The wounds are raw, but time will heal. Be thankful now for where you stand, and hold the world in grateful hands. After the bars, we're rising strong, facing the world where we belong. Recovery burns a steady flame. Grateful hearts call out your name. A brother